I was working on a song which ended up being on my third album, which I had as a working title in Silo. And then just over time, that gradually seemed to make the most sense for what I was doing. It felt like me writing was like very much an isolated experience, like I'm in my own little bunker of creativity. So so it came from the name of a song, and then the song changed its name when that was finished and I had lyrics and stuff. But yeah, that I pretty much had the name maybe 2 or 3 months before the first album came out. So this one definitely is a little bit different, and this is more about recognizing the kind of beauty of the everyday, in this sense, like in the setting of a relationship. So just sort of like picking up on those like microscopic details of someone's mannerisms, or just like the things that are around you, your surroundings, and sort of like the romantic notion of that in a kind of a poetic sense, I guess, is the way I was kind of approaching it lyrically. So the artwork came quite late in the day, probably about a month or so before the song came out. I love taking photos of like architecture and landscapes, and so I was in like Walthamstow wetlands and just exploring that area, and then I just spotted this bird that was sat on this little perch on the water, and it just was like really spreading its wings. Just thought that in itself was like a really great shot, and because I thought I was going to miss it, I just grabbed the camera and I just turned and I just took the photo. But the settings were all wrong, because I'd been facing the other way with the sun behind me, so everything was a lot darker on the settings. So when I turned around and the sun was facing me, it was a lot brighter, so it created this completely white background, so complete sort of happy accident that is technically a bad photo, but like it came out, just looked really cool, and it's sort of, you're not really sure what it is beyond it being a bird, I guess. Yes, I pretty much create the music instrumentally, like as full as it can be, probably too much sometimes, and then I'll start just improvising over the top, completely random gibberish, try and find like vowel sounds that I like, and then try and piece together the words that really kind of feel like they fit, and also express what it is I feel like I need to express in that moment. You know, when I was a teenager or early 20s, I would just write songs sometimes in like 20 minutes, half an hour, just on a guitar, but now it can take many, many hours, or like sprawl out into days of like little sessions. So it's a lot longer and a lot harder to sort of make something that I think is now good, but it's like just as rewarding, probably, if not more so, when that does happen. Yeah, when I started making the album, I wanted to sort of capture as much of the making of the album as possible. So it's a really simple idea. I was just literally just on a bus home from central London, and then it just documented the entire journey, pretty much. And then I put in some video software and didn't really know what I was doing. I just sped it up really quickly, would just mess around with the color grading, like, which I knew nothing about. It was literally just like playing around, and then somehow stumbled across some cool kind of effect where it made the sky kind of like a bluey purple, and then the buildings is kind of like lime green. So yeah, it's basically just like a sped up journey with color grading messed up, and then the lyrics along the bottom. Inspiration used to always come from just music, pretty much. Growing up, like, that was the thing that I was really drawn to, and the thing that I always wanted to emulate or copy or do my own thing at. But over time, I've definitely started to notice other aspects of life is creeping in and becoming more inspirational at times. So a lot of the time now, it will be like going around art galleries, watching like really cool films if they seem really different to things I've watched before. Nature I find really inspiring now, and I don't think I used to. So yeah, it's just sort of like more everyday things that are readily available. Like doing photography as well. That's another thing that is so simple, and I'm just essentially just messing around, but it sort of really seems to ground me afterwards, and then I want to. It makes me sort of re-energized to come back and work on music. Yeah, so this song is definitely different to stuff I've previously released. They've been more guitar-based, more upbeat generally, a lot more electronic, I would say. I mean, there's electric drums in this as well, so there is those electronic elements. But I would say the biggest change is, like, lyrically, sonically, it just seems more bright. I think everything I've done so far has a kind of like moody, nighttimey feel to it for the most part. But this one feels a lot brighter, and to me it just feels like a sunny day. My first studio experience when I was 16 or 17, we're working with this guy just in this tiny little shed studio thing. And I just remember it just really stuck with me for some reason, but he just said, whenever anything bad happens, turn it into something good. And by that he meant, like life is essentially shit sometimes. And so whenever that happens, use that as fuel to like make something creative and positive. So in my situation, that would be music.